Welcome to this video exploring Chuck Berry, the life, works, and enduring impact of the father of rock and roll. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team as part of the Musical Studies series. We begin with Chapter 1, Roots of a Legend, Early Life and Influences. Chuck Berry's journey began in St. Louis, where his community shaped his vision and fueled his revolutionary sound. Charles Edward Anderson Berry was born on October 18, 1926. He was raised in the Ville, a thriving, middle-class black neighborhood. His family foundation, including his father, a deacon, and his mother, a school principal, instilled discipline and ambition. Young Chuck's musical education was diverse, drawing from blues, country, and swing music heard on the radio. He took inspiration from blues pioneers like Muddy Waters and T-Bone Walker, mastering the piano, saxophone, and guitar. The Ville neighborhood served as the proving ground, where a young Chuck Berry first shared his musical gifts with the community that believed in him. Chapter 2, Breaking Through, the Birth of Rock and Roll. In the mid-1950s, Chuck Berry transformed the music industry forever, creating a new sound that defined generations. His breakthrough came in 1955. After meeting Muddy Waters, Berry was introduced to Chess Records. He adapted Ida Red into Maybellene, a million-selling hit that fused rhythm and blues with country and pop, creating rock and roll. Berry's signature style included inventing iconic guitar riffs that became the blueprint for rock. He merged technical mastery with raw energy and developed the legendary, quote, duck walk. His lyrical genius captured the essence of teenage life with wit and authenticity. The sound of Maybellene was the birth certificate of rock and roll, proving that music could break barriers and unite audiences across cultural lines. Chapter 3 covers the golden era, hits that defined a generation. Between 1956 and 1959, Berry released classics that soundtracked youth culture and inspired countless musicians. His chart-topping classics include the rebellious 1956 anthem, Roll Over Beethoven. In 1957 came Johnny B. Goode, the quintessential rock song. Sweet Little 16, rock and roll music, and School Days dominated 1958 and 1959. Chuck Berry was a masterful storyteller who understood the American youth dream. His clever, relatable lyrics about teenage life transcended racial and cultural divides, creating universal and timeless anthems.
Berry's influence shaped music history. Elvis Presley drew from his stage presence. The Beatles and Rolling Stones built their careers on his blueprint, and Jimi Hendrix credited Berry as foundational to his style. The Grateful Dead ended almost all of their concerts with Johnny B. Goode.
These songs were the soundtrack of the 50s youth, anthems of a generation discovering their voice, their freedom, and their power to change the world through music. Chapter 4, Trials and Triumphs, Personal Struggles and Comebacks. Berry's journey had devastating lows, yet his resilience and dedication to music never wavered. Berry faced significant legal challenges, including a 1944 armed robbery conviction and an 18-month sentence in the early 1960s under the Mann Act. Despite setbacks, his commitment to recording and performing continued. The British invasion sparked a resurgence in the 1960s, with bands covering his songs. Berry released new classics like No Particular Place to Go and You Never Can Tell, cementing his status with film appearances. Chuck Berry proved to be the comeback king. The 1960s became his second golden era, showing that true talent and determination can overcome any obstacle. Chapter 5, The Cultural Icon, Beyond the Music. Chuck Berry's influence extended past musical innovations. He became a symbol of social change. Berry broke racial barriers as one of the first black artists to capture massive white teenage audiences during segregation. His music became a bridge and a soundtrack for youthful rebellion and the civil rights movement. His visual impact matched his musical innovation. His iconic look and charismatic, high-energy performances, including the duck walk, set new standards for live rock shows and influenced every performer who followed. In 1977, Chuck Berry received an extraordinary honor when NASA selected Johnny B. Goode for the Voyager Golden Record. It was chosen to represent humanity's music to any extraterrestrials who might find it. Among Bach and Mozart, Berry's guitar riff is now traveling through the cosmos at 38,000 miles per hour, representing the spirit of human musical achievement. Chapter 6, Legacy and Influence, the father of rock and roll. Berry's true legacy lives in every guitar riff, every rock song, and every artist who dared to dream. His accolades include a 1984 Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, In 1986, he was the first artist inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He received the Kennedy Center Honors in 2000 and the Polar Music Prize in 2014. Barry's innovative style is the musical DNA for every rock guitarist. His genre-defining work influenced everything from classic rock to punk, inspiring generations across every continent. Legends pay tribute to his genius. John Lennon famously said, "If you tried to give rock and roll another name, you might call it Chuck Berry." Keith Richards compared him to Einstein in physics. From Liverpool to Los Angeles, every rock concert traces its lineage back to one man with a guitar and a revolutionary vision that shaped music history. Chapter 7. The Man Behind the Music. Personality and Philosophy. Beyond the hits, Barry was a complex, witty, and fiercely independent artist who navigated fame on his own terms. Barry was renowned for his sharp wit and compelling storytelling. His pragmatic approach to life was summed up in his quote, "Don't let the same dog bite you twice." His autobiography offered rare insights into his perspective. His personal life included controversies and legal troubles that complicated his public image. However, he remained utterly dedicated to his craft, performing well into his 80s, a flawed genius whose music transcended his struggles. Barry showed unwavering dedication, performing monthly in St. Louis until his final years. He passed away peacefully on March 18, 2017, at age 90, leaving behind an immortal legacy as a true pioneer. Until his final days, Chuck Berry remained what he had always been, a performer, an innovator, and the living embodiment of the rock and roll spirit. Chapter 8. Why Chuck Berry Matters Today. His music remains as vital and revolutionary as the day it first changed everything. The father of rock and roll's legacy is immortal. His fusion of storytelling and guitar innovation is unmatched, embedded in music history and traveling through space. Keep the spirit alive, play the music loud, and celebrate the legend.